Everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today we've got a game in the Object 263 Tier 9 Russian tank destroyer. So recently I've been grinding down the secondary, I suppose you could call it now. Well, no, I'll call it the primary Russian TD line now because it's the most popular. The primary Russian tank destroyer line leading to the 268 version 4. I know it's a bit late, but it's one of the last grinds that I want to do in the game, and suffered through the SU-100 M1, the tier 7. Actually no, that thing was actually quite decent, but the SU-101 was terrible. So when I got this Object 263, so I never got to play this thing at tier 10. I never even touched it on a test server, I believe. So I heard stories of how spectacular this thing was when it was tier 10 and how disappointed some players were when it was moved to tier 9 and replaced by the 268 version 4. But I have to say, this thing at tier 9 is absolutely amazing. Like, my playstyle in it, see, my playstyle has got me into trouble quite a few times. It's a really aggressive playstyle. There's no camping at the back as far as I'm concerned with this tank. It's not got the accuracy, it's not got the aim time, it's just not built to snipe from the back like where that WZ on the 4 line is. It's not built for that, it's built for brawling. It's got some really nice frontal armour apart from the lower plate, and it's got a very meaty gun. We have a 130mm that hits for 550 damage, and I think it's around about 270 penetration. Yeah, 270 penetration with 300 APCR, which isn't actually great for a tier 9 tank destroyer, but it's enough to work most of the time. This IS-3's been really annoying. Yeah, I'll give him a little love tap there just to let him know how much of a great teammate he's been. But yeah, the 263, you really want to watch out for this lower plate, and also the gun mount there, it's got holes in it. So people literally shoot straight through the gun mount there of this thing. But yeah, it's got a very unique gun in the game. It's actually the only tank this gun can come with. 550 Alpha, I think, is actually unique in the game as well. So, and you're going to see some of the sniping capabilities of this tank. Like, it was a poorly aimed shot, but it went nowhere near where I aimed it. So this game isn't actually looking too good so far. We're not exactly making headway in the city, and we're completely losing the 1-2 line. Just as Lakefield goes, really, because the 1-2 line is probably one of my least favourite locations in World of Tanks. The WZ calls us bots, even though he's camping in the middle, sniping in a Chinese tank destroyer. Let that sink in for a minute. And we're going to do some corner work, see if we can aim, and that hit one of the pillars. It wasn't fully aimed, so I can't really complain, I suppose. And this defender, what are you doing, man? He got away with that. He really got away with that. He's so lucky that I was on a reload. But yeah, as of recording this, I've finished the 263, and I've got the 268 version 4. And, well, the 268 version 4, it's just a league of its own, isn't it? Like, just some of the things you can accomplish in that tank is stupid. Wargaming's ridgelines, or inability to model ridgelines, catches us out there. We bury a shot into the ground when, honestly, I think we should have hit that defender. This TVP, I think he's gonna poke. Yep. That was not a very wise poke when you're one shot. And this is the one other thing this tank is really good at. It's really good at ramming. Oh, we're not going to use it now, but this thing can really pick up some speeds. And when you and it's also got a lot of weight and frontal armor, so you do a lot of damage when you hit frontally. So yeah, probably one of the better ramming tanks in the game. And this game still isn't looking good, and I'm just over half hit points. I'm not actually feeling that brave at the moment, gotta be honest. And I'm completely wasting my time here. I'm never going to hit this Baraz because one, the leopard takes him out, and two, I'm probably going to miss it anyway. So we've got 2 tier 9 Chinese tanks in the city now, and this is when I decide, this is when the game's going to be won with what I do in the next couple of minutes, and this is going to help. And I'm going to sit out in front of this guy, and I get really lucky. Honestly, a WZ firing AP like that should have penetrated me. He's firing down on my armor as well, so the angle wasn't spectacular for me either. And I don't even know why this WZ has been so aggressive. What you should be doing is getting back here, and this IS-3, Leo PTA, they should be grouping up for a defense. They're on the back line now, and I don't know what this WZ is thinking, basically. And I'm taking a dumb poke as well, but he doesn't shoot me, he shoots the leopard. I hold the WZ still and give him a good ram for 250. I take nothing in return either. And our Panther is firing HE. And I voiced my displeasure in chat. That WZ would have been dead. He could have potentially put a shot into me. That's the kind of bad plays we don't want. And I'm thinking, should I go back? But then I think the Leo is probably going to come back for a base defense. He's not been spotted for a while, so I'm actually really unsure what he's doing. But honestly, I think he's round here, or he's here, gearing up for a base defense. He's a good player. He's in fame. You've got to take him seriously. But at the same time, I'm in the 263. I need to get in his face. I can't afford a sniping, poking fight against a leopard, probably one of the best at tier 9. So, and also, I asked for the Leo HB, and the IS-3 says full. But what I didn't realise at the time was he was actually asking for us to do a full charge into these guys, and I thought that full meant he's full HP. So I'm thinking, fuck. So the only way we can really win this is that we all group up, and I should be getting spotted now, but I'm not. I really don't know what this leopard is doing. I'm starting to think that he's actually down here now. So I decided to go for the artillery. And the artillery it's a definite one shot for this thing. And he gets spotted. He fires somewhere. But it's just a case of finding the leopard now. Now I think this guy's on full health, but he wasn't. He was on barely 400. So that's the game of the 263. Probably one of my favourite tank destroyers in the game now. Unfortunately, I did sell this thing when I finished the grind on it, and it's definitely one to buy back. It's definitely a keeper, this tank. So without further ado, let's look at the post-game stats. So here we are. We managed to, of course, pick up the Ace Tanker with 8,500 experience, which was, of course, boosted to make 1250 base. And we also managed to make the steel wool and high caliber for 3.2k blocks, and we managed to pick up nearly 5k damage. But look at that, none of it was above 300 meters. As I said again, you don't want to be sniping in this tank. So that's the Object 263, and that's today's replay. Probably one of my favourite tier 9 tank destroyers now, and definitely a one for a keeper. Is definitely a worthy tank to come before the 268 version 4. stay tuned for that, because the 268 version 4 will probably be getting featured on the channel a couple of times over the next few weeks. So that's today's video, guys. Apologies for no uploads recently, because, well, coronavirus, and I've had some other health things, which doesn't really matter now. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.